Have you ever been speaking to somebody and you feel like you're saying all the right things, and you probably are, but for some reason it's just not landing, you're not communicating correctly, they're not hearing you out? Well, it could be just of this one thing that I discovered. It's a miscommunication mistake by mixing up I feel and I think. So let me show you how much of a difference this makes between the two. When you say something instead of the other, it really lowers the authority and just the stance of what you're saying. So if I say, I feel like this is what we should be doing, this is why, and here is this. It's okay, it's fine, you probably don't think much of it. But if I say, the difference is, I think that we should be doing this, and this is the solution. I think that this and this would be correct. And when you mix them up, and you say I feel when it's very logical and like grounded, it just feels really wrong. It doesn't translate well. So when you're sharing an emotion, that's for connection, a empathetic place. It's something that makes people feel closer to you on a human level because you're being real, you're being very honest. And then when you say something like I think, you're expressing logic, belief, thoughts, and you're very deliberate and you'll be grounded, and it's something very tangible. So the problem is that blurring of those lines. I hear it all the time, and I've done it for a really long time till one day I just realized there's a big difference. It just lowers your authority. So when you are most of the time not communicating correctly, you're probably saying I feel when you should be saying I think. So it just really weakens the message and confuses people ultimately to not really find themselves on the same page as you because you're mixing the two. So if you can get this right, you'll clearly communicate, you'll build more trust, and emotionally, shockingly, you'll land a better connection with somebody when you're speaking from the correct place. When you speak from that place of authority, and then when you speak from emotions, you can be emotional in how you feel. So here's a good example of emotional communication. Say, I feel frustrated that this isn't working out, or I feel frustrated that I'm not communicating well. How can I work on this with you? And that is an emotional stance that you can now speak on the emotions of it. Being very clear is very powerful. And when you know the difference, your words become more precise and stronger, and ultimately people understand you better. Ask yourself, are you speaking to try to communicate something or a feeling? And when you're communicating, you want to be accurate with which of these two things you're doing. Clarify that message within that box that you've presented, emotional or thought. And one more thing you can find out through all of this, which is great, is once you start paying attention, you might realize, wow, I've just been always trying to speak from emotions. I haven't really been thinking enough. Like maybe I should be a little bit more logical, or the other way around. Learning where you need to grow as a person could be revealed just through this one exercise, and be like, I spoke a lot about how I felt, but I didn't really have much stance, and I'd have these arguments, but I was actually just speaking emotionally. I didn't actually have enough information. I guess you could sum it up by saying, I think this video is going to really help out some of the people, and I feel like it's going to make some of you happier in life by taking this lesson and running with it. So I hope this helps you communicate, and until next time, cheers.